The chef was slaughtering a pig. His cleaver circled the pig's body and then exited through its mouth. However, the knife blade didn't touch any blood. Then the chef pulled the pig's leg and lifted it. Instantly, the meat and bones separated perfectly. Everyone applauded, praising his cooking skills. Shortly afterward, the pork stew was served. But after eating, everyone felt stomach aches. The man realized something was wrong with his food. He had prepared all the ingredients himself, except for the last pinch of salt, which his apprentice had given him. The chef finally realized the truth. He became angry and interrogated his apprentice. However, the apprentice denied it. The villagers lost trust in the chef. He couldn't defend himself, and the village chief kicked him out to prevent further trouble. To earn a living, the chef went to a restaurant to apply for a job. His competition was a man. The man caught a pufferfish with extraordinary knife skills. He sliced the fish into sashimi. Then the chef took a snapper. He cut open the fish's back and sliced it thinly. Miraculously, the snapper was still swimming. Even when only bones remained, he didn't feel any pain. The chef's dish was also appreciated by the restaurant owner. The man was confused. It turned out the chef used an ice knife when cooking. The man acknowledged his superiority and even asked to become the chef's apprentice. Hearing that the chef's cooking was extraordinary, the restaurant's head chef felt threatened. He challenged the chef to a cooking duel. The loser would have to leave the restaurant. This time the dish at stake was roast duck. The chef asked the man to be his assistant. They both quickly finished their dishes. A girl tasted the roast duck made by the head chef. It was delicious. Then it was the chef's turn. The girl thought the duck was cold, but when she touched it, her hand burned. At that moment, the roast duck began to steam and emit a very appetizing aroma. It turned out the chef had wrapped the duck in malt sugar to keep it warm and prevent the dish from getting cold. The girl tasted the duck and was surprised by its deliciousness. The head chef, who was watching, also tasted it and sighed lightly before admitting defeat. Curious, he asked how the chef had cooked it. It turned out the chef hadn't used a knife at all because if the duck meat touched a knife, the fibers would break, and the texture would deteriorate. So he had his apprentice break the duck bones with his palms. After hearing this explanation, the head chef left the restaurant. And so the chef became the new head chef.